Is to find ways that we can model, demonstrate, and teach people who might like to carry it on themselves in their own direction. So we would like to be a catalyst for sustainable efforts, self-sufficiency, feeding ourselves in Nova Scotia, beyond. So we've got a couple of, there's a straw bale wall in the next room that's been put up already. As far as making this building work, we have to be able to heat it. Today we just turned on some heaters in this room, but it's getting cold and we're not firing up that old oil furnace downstairs. We're going to meet for the winter in the little portable classroom, right? You can see behind there, we can heat that with electricity, but ultimately we would like to have this place be affordable to heat, and you'll learn more about that later on. We have 6 acres of, a lot of it is south-facing slope. It's very nice. There is room here to grow food, to show ways of growing food. We are very inspired by permaculture, which is a way of designing your landscapes to work with nature instead of against it, to learn what you can about what kind of soil you have already, work with that. It takes more effort at the beginning, but in the end, permaculture, you want to have less work in the end. And some of us are doing similar things in our own yards with a view to, I think of it as my retirement project, my retirement savings plan in a way. Anything that I plant or anything I do that is going to help me through my old age. We need to think like that on a global scale. So we are a non-profit organization, we're co-op, but we want to be a business incubator. And that's part of the sustainability is employment. So you might want to think, if you've got an idea in mind or you're talking to somebody who might like to have a place to, maybe before they buy their own property, start a market garden. We might be able to help them with that. Maybe somebody would like to start a nursery with, for example, in permaculture, there are plants, perennial plants, that are commonly mentioned in the books, but you just can't find them at the local nurseries. You have to either order them, or there's somebody, maybe if I didn't have another job, it might be me, but there's an opportunity for a nursery to grow plants that are good food producers and that work here in our environment. So that's on the outside. On the inside we have spaces for people in other kinds of maybe building things, craft level production facilities where we can help each other, where the shavings from one thing goes, one person's enterprise can feed into some other enterprise or into the gardens. Somewhere where we can be demonstrating this whole recycling and using our resources to the maximum. We just got the keys to this place in April. We don't own it yet. Before we are able to own it, and really before we can do large fundraising or projects that need a lot of fundraising, like the septic system, we should probably own a building. And before that we have to go through quite a process with the municipality. There's a couple of public hearings involved. There's a major business development proposal to put together. So that's going to be our task over the next winter or so, to work through that, because they would like to hand it over to us soon. We are, if any of you would like to help us out with that process, we're going to need levels of expertise that from a lot of different people. If you have experience working with municipalities and approval and regulations, and, or can you think of development agreements, so construction. We could use some good heads sitting around the table and working this out. It's going to take some negotiating, so negotiating as well, and working with the municipalities. So we are accepting memberships for just $10 a year, and we'd love to have people be members. We have our AGM coming up on Monday night, so we would love to have some people come. We'll go into more detail about what we've done, slideshow, and a chance to meet and greet, another great potluck meal.